on my hurt and my pain, where God has taken me from, that today I can say, thanks be to God. Thanks be to God that I can say, all is well. All is well. And I'm going to start with a quotation that I have in the book. And I'm going to share it with you right now. And sometime this week I was listening to 89.9, and they were just talking about a situation there that I wrote down the quote that I want to share with you. The Lord must think very highly of you to give you such a great blessing with a challenge. The Lord must think very highly of you to give you such a great blessing with a challenge. And oftentimes we look at our tribulation, at our difficulty as poor me. What do I do now? But think about what I just said. The Lord must think very highly of you to give you such a great blessing. You see, it's how you look at it. He gives you a high blessing with a challenge. Not a challenge, a blessing with a challenge. You see, it all depends on our attitude when we're hurting. It all depends on how we choose to look at the situation. Last night I said to you, if you can see your loss as a spiritual experience, and the Lord gave that to me after my first husband passed. If you can see your loss as a spiritual experience, then the mourning process can be looked at as a spiritual lesson in your life. When my husband passed at JFK, and when he passed away, I thought my world had ended. I was one of those child bride. Pretty much got married right out of college. And we were married for all my life. Right out of college. All my life. And when he took sick and went to the hospital, I thought, it's just a routine check. He'll be back home in 3 days. Because whenever anything happens, it's usually 3 days. By the 4th day, you're home. He never came back home. 6 weeks in the hospital, and his life went. He went to be with the Lord. And let me tell you something, brethren. You need to know the Lord before your situations happen to you. You need to know that you know beyond any doubt that you know the Lord and you have a relationship with Him. Because if you don't know the Lord deep down in your soul, situations, life, disappointments, hurt, pain, sorrow is going to eat you up. It's going to leave you totally strung out like a drunk man, being drunk for several days. And you're just drunk and you're just hanging out and you're just existing, merely existing. But when you know the Lord, when you know Him as your anchor, when you know Him as your hope, when you know Him as all that you trust in, you will say like David. You will say like David, though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. And David has been through a lot of stuff. You read the book. You know what Psalm says. But David says, though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. Don't underestimate the power of the pit. The pit of your mourning, the pit of your hurt, the pit of your what you're going through. And a lot of times when these things happen to us, we said, why me? Why me, Lord? Why me? But let me encourage you, brethren. God often handpicks us to go through situations to bring us through, to bless us. Amen. I am a lot stronger today because of what I went through when I lost my husband. I couldn't have said that when I was going through it. I couldn't have said that. The tears in my eyes were pouring so profusely that I could not see the forest because of the trees. I mourn, I hurt, I feel some pain in my heart that I did not know that I would be standing here today. I was a child's bride. He was all I know. I never drove myself to work. He drove me and I put on my makeup. Every day. Going to work, we taught at the same school. Coming back from school, I could eat my apple and I never knew what it was. But thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. I'm not celebrating the pain that I went through. I'm celebrating Jesus Christ today. Because he has turned my mourning, hallelujah. He has turned my mourning into dancing again. Now I can open my eyes and I can encourage my friend who lost her husband just a couple months ago. And I could minister to her. And she said to me, Pearline, I don't know what I would do without you. Because you can minister to me because you have walked that journey. I could not have done it a year